There are only 15 days left until the first day of Christmas and 16 days until the second day of Christmas, which is also called in some countries, for example Britain and USA, Boxing Day. The reason why it's called Boxing Day has nothing to do with the sport boxing itself. There are a few reasons why it's called Boxing Day. First of all, a Christmas box in Britain is a name for a Christmas present. Secondly, Boxing Day was a day off for servants, and when they got home, they received a Christmas box from the master. They would also go home to give their families a Christmas box. Also, a box to connect money for the poor was placed in churches, and on Christmas they would open the boxes and give the money to the poor. Lastly, great sailing ships, when setting sail, would have on the deck on board for good luck. If the journey was a success, they would open the boxes on Christmas and give the contents to the poor.
There are a few different stories that tell us the history of Christmas. We are going to explain 4 of them. And we will start with the pagan origin. A long time ago, people used a different calendar. The shortest day used to be the 25th of December, which was also known as winter solstice. The days after were slowly getting longer, which meant that the light came back during the day. The second story is the one of the Romans. From the 17th till the 24th of December, the Romans celebrated Saturnalia. This name refers to Saturnus, who is the god of wealth and harvest. On the 25th of December, the Romans say that the light was born. And Mithras was the man who said that. Because Christianity has a lot in common with the belief in Mithras, the Christians took it over from the Romans. The third story is of the Germanics. The Germanics celebrated the rebirth of God of light and growth. They believed they had to eat a lot at the end of the year because otherwise they would start the new year in poverty and malnutrition.
The last and most known story is the Christian story. Caesar Augustus ordered a census because he wanted to make sure that everyone paid their taxes. In Palestine it was carried out in a Jewish way, rather than a Roman way. This meant that families had to register in their historical tribal town instead of the town where they lived. This meant that Joseph and the very pregnant Maria would have had to move from Nazareth to Bethlehem.
This picture shows the distance between Nazareth and Bethlehem. As you can see, it is very far, especially for them because they had to walk all the way from Nazareth to Bethlehem.
This was actually a good thing because they had no acquaintance over there and it was a crime to get pregnant before you were married. Because it was midnight and very dark and there were no motels or inn available, they ended up in a stable. In this stable, Jesus was born.
This drawing shows the situation just after the birth of Jesus in the stable.
Nowadays, most of us don't really celebrate the old stories anymore. Instead, as the anniversary of Jesus Christ. In Holland, the most common way to celebrate Christmas is to buy a Christmas tree for in your house. This Christmas tree can be either an artificial or a natural tree, and people often decorate it with several Christmas ornaments, Christmas garland and a peak on top of the tree.
Here you can see a natural Christmas tree which is decorated by ornaments and other objects. Some people choose for an artificial Christmas tree, like this one. Underneath this tree, people lay presents for each other, which some open in the morning of the first day of Christmas and others at random times. Some people attend the church on Christmas Eve. In Holland, we always hope for White Christmas, but unfortunately, over the last century, there have only been 8 white Christmases. Here are some funny Christmas facts. For the largest Christmas tree in the world, we have to go to Asia. Among 70 employees made a huge Christmas tree made out of 350 Christmas trees. It is 7 floors high. The most expensive tree exists out of 21,798 diamonds. A jeweler in Singapore named Suu Kyi Jewelry made this one. Although Christmas is known as one of the best times of the year, in Bulgaria it is not the case. In Bulgaria, one month before Christmas they fast. They believe that they should clean their body and souls. Christmas is the last day of the spirit. The tradition of hanging socks in front of the fireplace stems from the Dutch tradition of Sinterklaas. With Sinterklaas we put our shoes in front of the fireplace so that the Zwarte Pieten are able to put their presents. Merry Christmas!